Now, in his speech just now, where he announced the extension of the Bush tax cuts, and by the way, do you realize those Bush tax cuts, and I made this point before, those Bush tax cuts were tax cuts for the middle class? The Democrats, since 2003, have been calling them the Bush tax cuts for the rich. The last two times Obama has extended them, he has done so they will continue to help the middle class. Well, obviously, the Bush tax cuts were tax cuts for everyone. Rich, middle class, everybody. That only gets mentioned when Obama extends them. Outside of Obama and these tax cuts, by the way, are the very thing Obama blames for the economic woes that he encountered when he became president. The Bush tax cuts, the woeful economy that Bush left because of the Bush tax cuts. And every time Obama needs them, he goes back to them and extends them. Now, in his speech just now, he said our core mission as an administration, as a country, has to be rebuilding an economy where work pays off. That is a lie. He is not oriented that way. Work does not pay off. Work is punished. Not working pays off. More than it ever has in this country, not working pays off. He honestly has the nerve to say, when he's raising taxes on the people who are working to rebuild the economy, small business owner and entrepreneurs, those taxes are going up. The Bush tax cuts will expire for job creators. The people who create jobs will see their taxes increase. This is independent of whatever Obamacare tax increases there will be. So he has the nerve to say that when he's raising taxes on the people who are working to rebuild this economy, and that's small business, those are people who put their money at risk and put it to work, and they will face a tax increase. My friends, he does not want job creation. He just said right now our top priority has to be giving middle-class families and small businesses the security they deserve. Simple question. How is raising taxes on most small businesses going to give them the security they deserve? How is raising taxes on most employers going to do that? Who employs the middle class? More and more, it's the federal government. Victor Davis Hanson had a piece over the week in the Corner. I'm getting a Goodwin piece. I'm setting it up. Stick with me. Victor Davis Hanson over the weekend, National Review Online, Atlas Still Shrugging. This is good because it is a great encapsulation. If somebody wanted to ensure permanent 8 to 9% unemployment, one might try the following. Run up serial trillion-dollar deficits, check. Add $5 trillion to the national debt, 3.5 years, check. Just if you want to maintain permanent 8 to 9% unemployment, you do this. You impose a 2,400-page, trillion-dollar new federal takeover of health care with layers of new taxation, much of it falling on the middle class and employers, even as favored concerns are given mass exemptions via the waivers. Check, did that. If you want to maintain unemployment 8 to 9%, scare employers with constant us versus them warfare rhetoric about a demonized 1%er class and its undeserved profits. Talk constantly about raising new taxes and imposing regulations, ensuring uncertainty, and convincing employers of unpredictability in regulation and taxes. Keep everybody on edge with unpredictability. Check. Number 5, appoint a bipartisan committee to study the fiscal crisis, then neglect every one of its recommendations. 6, you would subsidize failed green companies while denigrating successful gas and oil concerns. You know what I saw today? Do you realize CO2 output the last, was it 3 years? 3 months? The CO2 output, greenhouse gases, have fallen sharply, astoundingly. And you know what the number one reason is? No, that's what I thought too. I thought it'd be the downturn in economics. No, it's fracking. The new way of producing natural gas and oil has caused the sharpest decline in greenhouse. Everything Obama believes, everything the left touts is a lie. The pursuit of profit, which is what fracking is. It's a new way of getting natural gas and oil. And the people that do that do it to earn a profit. So the pursuit of profit led to the sharpest reduction in greenhouse gas. Now, frankly, look, you know me, I don't think there's such a thing as greenhouse gases that are destroying the planet. But just to use the left's own setup, the pursuit of profit, a new way of getting natural gas and oil, has resulted in the sharpest decline in CO2. Fracking turns out to be green energy. Yep, but not to this bunch. They're trying to shut it down. Anyway, you would vastly increase unemployment insurance, disability payments, food stamp constituencies, while promising all sorts of mortgage, credit card, and student loan bailouts, which all of this is Obama's doing. This is how you maintain unemployment at 9%. You would borrow hundreds of billions for stimulus programs that are not shovel-ready, but are rather aimed to bail out state budgets, pensions, and unions. You would federalize elements of non-profitable private companies while threatening to shut down profitable plants for supposed union or environmental behavior. Do not address changing the above policies, but rather blame others for such self-induced stagnation. If you do all of that, you pretty much ensure something like the current economy. Do all that and you get what we've got. And Obama has done it, and he's doubling down on it. Now, to Michael Goodwin in the New York Post yesterday. Mitt Romney's a good guy. He's a good man. Smart, successful, not a hint of scandal in his 65 years, but he's boring, seems a little distant. But those aren't the flaws that could prove fatal. Romney's big problem is he grew up in another America. Romney was raised to believe that there's a clear standard for adult conduct, and that even politics has rules, and that it's the duty of a president to unite and lead the nation through its economic crisis. Timing could be Romney's great misfortune. Fate has given him a demoralized electorate that's growing distant from that old America, and an opponent who spouts its verities but actually believes in none of them. Obama believes politics is a knife fight. The only rule is that he must win. Romney got to get politically killed. Obama's conduct reflects the unholy mix of a messiah complex with the muscle of the Chicago way. His goal is to transform America, not fix it. So what we have here is a culture clash, which explains a presidential campaign operating in parallel universes. Romney is making a broad pitch to the nation as a whole, and he's assuming that jobs, the debt, deficit, strong military, what people care about. They always have. It's what people should care about. It's what always, you go back to Reagan, we're only talking 30 years ago. Was it 40 now? 30 years ago. Reagan's three-legged stool: lower taxes, rebuild the military, and, of course, revive the economy. That's what everybody wanted. That's what Romney's doing. Goodwin's point is that Romney is from a different era where that stuff mattered to people. Parallel universe. Obama knows that's no longer true for a big slice of the country. He gives lip service to economic growth and a strong military and American exceptionalism, but they concern him only to the extent that they could be his undoing. Obama's aim is to buy 4 more years by using the power of incumbency to distribute goodies that'll insulate his supporters from any immediate pain. In exchange, they'll give him time to turn the nation into a European welfare state with an imperial president like they have in Europe. Obama's not making a national appeal. He's micro-targeting. We've told you all this. Here it is in print. all these different constituencies. Obama's abandoned white working class families. He's abandoned the American mainstream, is my point. Obama's not trying to get votes from the American mainstream. Romney is. And Goodwin here is speculating that could mean that Romney's out of touch. We'll find out. It's an interesting mental exercise. For Obama, 8.2% unemployment, not anything to worry about. That's something to work around. It's a distraction to be paved over with side deals for friends, bailouts and trade barriers for unions. A pass on immigration laws for Latinos, subsidized loans for students, huge handouts for green energy zealots, unleashed regulatory cops to crucify producers of fossil fuel. Why, Obama even leaks national security secrets to boost his warrior credentials. The kind of thing that would have people clamoring to get rid of a president not that long ago. The whole jobs thing now is passé, because work is optional when unemployment and disability benefits are the new welfare, and an increase in food stamps is proof of fairness, and they're advertising for more food stamp recipients. They're throwing food stamp parties. Obama is actually targeting citizens of this new America, where everything's free, where everything's a giveaway. All for the sake of his maintaining power. With only half the country paying taxes, the other half isn't worried about spending. For their government masters, dependency's good. Women are patronized with a claim that Republicans are waging war on them, even though the Obama economy has done them no favors. Black Americans get nothing special because 95% will support Obama no matter what. He doesn't even bother buying their votes. He is their only reward. Obama's a deeply cynical guy, but the more disturbing fact is that his cynicism has freed him from responsibility, and that freedom is proving to be a campaign advantage. The rising star, who once claimed to see not a red or blue America, but a united one, has shed all of that for a message tailored to a country that he has polarized. Give the devil his due, it says here. Obama's a first-rate campaigner, approaching it with passion that he lacks for the Oval Office. His team has sliced and diced the country into ethnic, racial, and class pieces. He follows their roadmap. He revs up the rhetoric on cue. Bus tour in Ohio was a priceless piece of pandering. In a town tied to auto manufacturing, he could tout his bailout of Detroit suppliers and announce that he had filed a trade claim against China over tariffs on American cars to get their votes. So it goes, one special interest cookie at a time. No pretense of eliminating the deficit. No pretense of paying down the debt. Entitlement reform, that's for idiots. That's for chumps. And so are growth and job creation. That's for chumps. The new America doesn't care about that. And Romney, as somebody who does, is in a parallel universe, maybe talking to a country that doesn't exist anymore. This is the point in Goodwin. I've got to take a break here because I'm way long. So I'm sorry. Next segment's going to be proportionately shorter. We'll be back. Don't go away.